Okay, now I'm gonna take me a shower now.
Um, I can say yes and no. I'm disappointed because I've been working on this for over a year. However, there's still more time, and I'm going to continue to work to get the votes so that it can pass. It has made a lot of great movements. I continuously work with stakeholders, and this is a huge bill. So if it takes a little more time to get it to the finish line, then that's what it has to do.
It certainly would be a big change. Can you just make the argument for me? Why does a CCRB need subpoena power to be effective?
In order for a CCRB to have teeth, we need to have subpoena power. A CCRB is mute without subpoena power. The CCRB will not be able to investigate police officers, victims, eyewitnesses. So, in order for it to have some teeth again, we need to have subpoena power.
Are you concerned at all, though, that a CCRB investigation could overlap with a criminal prosecution of, say, an officer due to an incident?
No, because the CCRB cannot investigate criminal activity. That will have to go towards the federal. So these are, cases on the local level, where it's excessive force, stuff like that. But if it's criminal, then we cannot investigate that. So there's no discrepancy. There's no conflict.
And to be clear, the bill would allow towns to establish a CCRB. It wouldn't mandate that any town establish a CCRB, correct?
Absolutely. So each municipality will have the option of creating an ordinance to have a CCRB. So some towns may not want a CCRB, and that's their prerogative. But then there are other towns who may want to have a CCRB. So it's permissive.
Are you concerned at all, though, that there are almost 100 towns where the New Jersey State Police is the primary law enforcement agency? In theory, and tell me if I've got this wrong, this bill would allow each individual town that is patrolled by the state police to establish its own CCRB, meaning the state police could be having investigations from nearly 100 CCRBs. Are you concerned about that at all?
Not concerned about that. The CCRB, the main goal is to bridge the gap between police officers and community. And as of right now, we don't have a CCRB. We do not. And the use of force is out there. And a lot of police officers, they are not being held accountable. So this is an avenue where we will be able to hold police officers who are doing bad things accountable. That's what it's all about. It's about transparency and accountability and bridging that gap between police officers and the community.
You've introduced other police reform bills. Setting aside the CCRB issue, where else do you feel police reform needs to be addressed in the state of New Jersey?
Disciplinary actions. When police officers are, reprimanded, some of the reforms are, maybe they should be suspended. Maybe they should do excessive training. Maybe they should go inside of the community and work with the community. So I want this bill, and I want the other bills that I'm working on to reform the way how police are policing the community. And I want more great police officers to call out the bad police officers who are doing not so great things. I love police officers. I know police officers, and I want them to be able to do their job. And when we have police officers who are not doing their job, then they have to be reprimanded, but they need to be reprimanded in a proper way and not just given a slap on the wrist, like, all right, we'll just, give you desk duty,
Right.
but you're still getting paid.
All right.
That's not how it should be. And it's been like that for years and years and years. And I am doing my best to make sure that we have quality policing in the state of New Jersey.
All right, Assemblywoman Angela McKnight, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
And as for you, keep watching. In the coming weeks, we'll get the law enforcement perspective on civilian review boards in an upcoming show. This is New Jersey Power and Politics.
created Cambridge 25 years ago, and my son's 35 years ago. And after working with them for over a decade, I've learned something very important. Parents do have a favorite, and mine is ArmorTech. Only Cambridge pavers are made with ArmorTech, a unique process that produces a rich color that looks beautiful for years to come. Love you both. But who more? I'll never tell.
Paving stones with ArmorTech. Have their dreams come true.
It's great that New Jersey businesses are reopening. Make sure your offices didn't get unwanted occupants while you were shut. Visit bellandroscoe.com.
You may not realize it, but those old gutters can do damage to your overhang and trim, your landscaping, your flower beds, even your foundation. LeafGuard can protect your home. In fact, it's a complete system. Take a look at our exclusive Big Mouth. With the extra large opening, it can handle the heavy rains. Let us bring our factory on wheels right to your house and custom build the LeafGuard system. In most cases, we can install LeafGuard in less than a day. LeafGuard, get it and forget it. Call LeafGuard now to ask about Refer Aid. Tell a friend about LeafGuard, you get cash back. Tell enough friends, you could get free gutters. Call LeafGuard now for $99 down, $99 a month, and $99 installation. You buy LeafGuard from us, we install it for $99. And if you call today, we have a nice gift for you. A $25 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate and free gutter inspection. Let me keep your gutters clean forever.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And when we first released Plexiderm, our mission was to help people reduce the appearance of their wrinkles and under eye bags in minutes. After 2 years, I realized Plexiderm changes people on the inside.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. That was me a couple of years ago when I first tried Plexiderm. I think it just exuded this confidence. Really, there are no other options. Plexiderm is the only thing that works. It was life-changing. It was the best decision I ever made.
The real effect of Plexiderm is self-confidence. It's knowing that you look and feel your best with your loved ones. Take the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge and look in the mirror and say, wow, I feel great. This July 4th, get it for only $14.95 at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Hey, New Jersey. Think you know Visions? Well, did you know we are the 4th largest credit union in New Jersey? And at Visions, it's not just the money that's there when you need it. We are. Because we're big enough to get you what you need, but small enough to care about the communities we serve. So Visions wants to help you buy or refi with our low-rate mortgage. With rates as low as 2.99% APR. You're going to have a hard time finding a better rate, and an even harder time finding an excuse not to take advantage of it. So stop in or find us on the web to learn more.
News 12 is brought to you by the law office of Barbara Comerford. Disabled and can't work? Don't let a day go by. Call today or visit tristatedisabilitylaw.com.
After decades of denial and dismissal, the U.S. military has admitted it collected information on unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAPs, and late last month published a report documenting encounters. That came only after my next guest and 2 other writers unveiled in the New York Times in 2017 a secret Pentagon program that was trying to determine what exactly is in the skies. Leslie Kean is an investigative journalist, and yes, she is a member of the Kean family. Her uncle is former Governor Tom Kean Sr., who has been a guest on this show. It's a pleasure to have Leslie here to talk about her work. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be on with you.
So what got you interested in this specific topic?
Well, it goes back to 1999. I've been doing this a long time, and I was a journalist working at an independent public radio station in California, just covering daily news. And a colleague from France sent me a report that was written by a group of generals and admirals, scientists, police chief, and a very distinguished group of French people who had been researching UFOs. They put together a long report on it. I was given an advanced English copy by this colleague. And what really struck me as a journalist was the conclusion that they drew after studying all these official cases. And that was that they thought the extraterrestrial hypothesis was the most valid, logical, and rational explanation for the cases that they studied. And I was like, as a journalist, like, whoa, this has got to be a huge story. There are these high-level officials saying these are likely visitors from somewhere else. And so I ended up researching this. I did a story for the Boston Globe based on that report, and that was published in 2000. And I never looked back after that. I was completely hooked by the topic and kept reporting on it all the years up until the New York Times.
Now, this report that came out from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence right before July 4th weekend, anything in there that surprised you?
I don't know if it surprised me, but I definitely thought there were some very interesting things in there. I mean, I was pleased with the report. I think it was very important that it came out. It was a big step. Some people wish there had been more, but I was really found there were some useful things in it. They made it very clear that this is a real phenomenon. I mean, nobody can doubt anymore that UFOs are real. And they mentioned they're physical. They use multiple sensors to study them. Out of 144, they could only explain one. And the two things that were interesting to me in particular was that they said they have no data to indicate that these are from foreign adversaries. And they also can't confirm that they're U.S. technology. Now, obviously, they've looked into those two possible explanations. And the fact that they can't pin it on those two things, which are sort of the leading contenders for an explanation, that's very interesting. And those, I think we're going to have to find out a lot more about whether these are Russian or Chinese technology.
And I saw that the Chinese military put out a statement saying that they were investigating these. Was that almost like a, hey, it's not us kind of thing? And do you find that to be credible?
Yeah, I found that really interesting. It was, I guess before the report, they said they were setting up their own task force similar to ours. And officials have told me, connected with the task force, that both Russia and China have been dealing with the same kind of incursions that we have. They're trying to figure them out too. So unless this is some kind of a front and they're hiding some kind of spectacular technology, and they've been hiding it for